Did you know that some everyday habits we believe are harmless might actually be speeding up the aging process? Many behaviors that once helped us feel safe or efficient can gradually harm our well-being, mental sharpness, and independence as we age. Yet these are often overlooked until we start to feel the consequences like stiffness, fatigue, forgotten commitments, and a sense of frustration. In this video, we'll explore 6 unexpected habits that should be reconsidered after turning 70. Not because someone tells you to, but because abandoning them could open the door to a more active, confident, and fulfilling life. These aren't abstract recommendations or unrealistic ideals, but everyday patterns many seniors unknowingly fall into. By making small adjustments today, you'll feel more like yourself again. Stick around till the end. Chances are you'll recognize a few of these habits in your own life, and you'll leave with simple strategies to start changing them right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. Your support is what enables us to keep producing valuable and uplifting content for you. Let's dive in. Number 1. Avoiding muscle strengthening activities. After 70, many people believe that cutting back on physical exertion is safer. It seems logical. Joints may feel stiffer, balance may not be what it once was, and lifting anything heavier than a grocery bag might seem intimidating. So many older adults reduce their activity levels, thinking rest is the key to staying safe. But in reality, avoiding strength-focused movement can lead to a loss of freedom, physical capability, and autonomy. Muscles are essential not just for strength, but for survival. As we age, muscle loss or sarcopenia accelerates unless we actively combat it. This doesn't mean you have to become a gym enthusiast or train like an athlete. It just means keeping your muscles engaged. Even simple resistance exercises, like using your body weight, light dumbbells, or resistance bands, can bring tremendous benefits. The trick is to stay consistent. Whether it's walking, standing up from a chair, lifting bags, or reaching for something overhead, your muscles make it possible. Let me tell you about Gilbert. At 82, he used to shy away from exercise after a minor fall a few years ago. He became fearful and avoided movement, sticking to the couch, short walks, and routines that felt safe. But after consulting a physical therapist, he realized that inaction was doing more harm than any activity would. He started with 5-minute strength exercises, simple tasks like standing up without using his arms, lifting soup cans, and balancing on one foot. Within 2 months, he felt stronger, and his confidence grew. There's something deeply empowering about intentional movement. It's not only about mobility, it's about self-respect. It's the freedom to get up without hesitation, walk through a store without relying on a cart, or play with your grandkids and easily get back up. That's what strength provides. And you don't need to spend hours each day. A few basic exercises can reverse what time is taken away. The thing is, muscle loss happens silently. It doesn't hurt at first, but you'll notice it in the little moments. Losing breath faster, finding stairs more challenging, or needing to lean on something just to stand. The earlier you address it, the easier it is to reverse. It's never too late, and you don't need fancy equipment. What you do need is the decision to make strength a priority. Number 2, eating the same way as you did in your 40s. One common mistake people make after 70 is continuing to eat the same way they did decades ago. Same portions, same meal schedule, and relying on comfort foods. It's a routine that feels safe and familiar, and for many years it worked. However, your body isn't operating the way it did 30 years ago. Your metabolism has slowed down, digestion may not be as efficient, and your nutritional needs have changed. Despite this, many people continue to eat out of habit rather than true hunger. This quiet pattern can lead to weight gain, low energy, and even blood sugar imbalances. After 70, every meal becomes more important. You may not need as much food as before, but your body craves more of the right foods, nutrient-dense and easy-to-digest foods that support your bones, brain, and overall stamina. This means reducing portions of heavy meats, refined carbs, and processed snacks, and instead focusing on smaller balanced meals filled with fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and hydrating fruits. It's not about going hungry, it's about nourishing your body with what it needs now, not what it needed in the past. Let me share Scarlett's story. She's 75 and had never really thought much about her eating habits. For years, she ate 3 generous meals a day, just as she always had. But over time, she started noticing changes, feeling bloated after dinner, her energy levels dipping in the afternoon, and her clothes fitting differently. Her doctor didn't lecture her, but suggested she try a new approach. Reduce portion sizes slightly, eat more vegetables, and listen to her body's cues for fullness. Within a month, she didn't just lose a little weight. She felt more alert, her sleep improved, and she felt emotionally balanced in ways she hadn't expected. This isn't about starting a diet. It's about making gentle adjustments. Just like you wouldn't wear the same shoes from your 30s, your eating habits need to evolve with your body. With age comes the wisdom to know what your body truly needs and how to nourish it properly. It's not about denying yourself, but about offering what your body truly needs while cutting out the excess that weighs you down. When your meals are mindful and balanced, your body will respond with more energy, clearer thinking, and a more stable mood. And here's something important. It's completely okay to build new eating habits at this stage of life. It's a form of self-care. You're not letting go of food enjoyment. You're creating a healthier relationship with it. You're learning what satisfies you, what energizes you, and what makes you feel your best. This kind of awareness isn't just beneficial, it's empowering. If this resonates with you, drop a number 2 in the comments to let me know you're following along. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a helpful video. Your support keeps us going. Number 3, withdrawing from social connection. As we age, it can be surprisingly easy to slip into isolation without realizing it. Perhaps you start going out less, canceling plans more often, or convincing yourself that staying home is more comfortable. At first, it may feel like a natural choice, whether because of physical challenges or emotional reasons. You might feel like you have little to offer or that people don't check in like they used to. Eventually, you withdraw and tell yourself that the quiet is nice and you're content. However, the truth is, social isolation can have a profound impact on your health. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state, it's a health risk. Research shows that social isolation in older adults can contribute to depression, memory issues, and even increase the likelihood of heart-related problems. The brain thrives on connection, and without regular interactions, it can turn inward in ways that aren't helpful. Casual chats, shared laughter, and even a brief phone call are like workouts for your brain. They help keep you mentally sharp, emotionally balanced, and reinforce your sense of worth. Let me share Sylvia's story. Sylvia, at 80, had gradually distanced herself from her social circle after her husband passed. At first, she thought she just needed some space, but what started as a few months of solitude turned into years. Her mind began to feel cloudy, her days blurred together, and her motivation began to wane. Her daughter encouraged her to join a senior yoga class, just to change things up. Sylvia was hesitant, but when she did, what surprised her wasn't the physical exercise, it was the connection. Laughing before class, chatting afterward about their week made a huge difference. She hadn't realized how much she missed being around others. This doesn't mean you need to join multiple groups or attend loud events, but it does mean finding small ways to stay connected. A regular phone call with a friend, a walk with a neighbor, a community group at church, or even an online interest group. These small moments of connection can boost your mood and remind you that you're not walking through life alone. The more connected you are, the stronger and more balanced your mind and body become. Isolation might feel safe and quiet, but there's a difference between enjoying your own company and disconnecting from the world. One replenishes you, the other depletes your energy. You have so much to offer. Your stories, your kindness, your humor, and your presence enriches others. When you reach out, it's not only for you, it's a reminder to others that they are not alone either. Number 4, brushing off minor health issues. One of the most risky habits many people fall into after 70 is ignoring small, seemingly insignificant health issues. A bit of lightheadedness, mild chest pressure, or just feeling a little more tired than usual. These symptoms may seem like a normal part of aging, so you don't mention them to anyone. You don't want to make a fuss, don't want to burden anyone, and honestly, you're tired of doctor visits. But ignoring these subtle signs can be dangerous, especially as you age, when early detection is key to preventing more serious issues. As we age, our bodies become more fragile, but they also become more communicative. If you're paying attention, those symptoms you once dismissed could carry more significance. That swelling in your ankles might be a warning sign from your heart. The occasional forgetfulness may not just be a harmless lapse in memory, it could be an early indicator of something more serious. The longer you wait to address these issues, the harder it becomes to treat or manage them. Addressing minor health issues early doesn't make you anxious, it makes you proactive. It gives you choices and a sense of control, two things that are invaluable as you age. Let me tell you about Walter. Walter, 78, always considered himself resilient. He avoided doctors and didn't worry about minor ailments. but eventually he started noticing his vision becoming fuzzy and a tingling sensation in his feet. He dismissed it as part of getting older. It wasn't until his daughter convinced him to see a doctor that he discovered he had early-stage diabetes. Thankfully, it was caught in time, and with changes to his diet and exercise, he was able to manage it. You are the best expert on your own body. If something feels off or unfamiliar, you have every right to take it seriously. Not out of fear, but out of responsibility. Many health concerns don't come with flashing alarms, they creep in quietly. And as we get older, paying attention to these subtle signals becomes even more crucial. Acting early can lead to faster healing, fewer medications, and better quality of life. If you feel like a medical professional isn't listening to you, don't hesitate to seek another opinion or advocate for yourself. Number 5, relying on memory. Instead of writing things down, after 70, one of the most common habits is continuing to rely heavily on memory. You've always remembered birthdays, appointments, and medications without needing reminders. And for most of your life, that's worked just fine. But as you age, memory doesn't work quite the same way it used to. And depending solely on it for everything can lead to small mistakes that over time can snowball into bigger problems. Missing a lunch date here and there is one thing, but forgetting whether you've taken your medication or missed a crucial appointment is something else entirely, and it can lead to serious health issues. The reality is that your memory, while still sharp in many ways, doesn't work quite the same as it did decades ago. Your brain is doing a lot more than you give it credit for, and it's completely normal for short-term memory to slow down a bit. That's why it's essential to have systems in place to help you. Writing things down isn't a sign of weakness or forgetfulness. It's a smart way to safeguard your well-being and reduce the mental load. Let me tell you about Bill. Bill, 73, always prided himself on his sharp memory. He managed his family's finances, remembered every important date, and never needed a calendar. But after forgetting a specialist appointment and missing his morning medications twice in a week, he knew something was off. At first, he felt embarrassed, like he was admitting he wasn't as sharp as before, but after starting a simple notebook and setting phone reminders, he realized he wasn't just more organized, he was less anxious. It felt like he'd finally put down a burden he didn't even know he was carrying. Our brains may slow down with age, but that doesn't mean something's wrong. It's just a sign that your system needs a little help. A simple notebook, a calendar on the fridge, a pill box, or a few digital reminders. These are all great tools that make life easier and reduce unnecessary stress. You may be surprised at how much more mentally free and confident you feel once you start using these tools. Writing things down clears mental clutter, and it gives you a sense of control. You can trust the systems you've put in place, and your mind can relax a little bit. Number 6, avoiding technology entirely. As you age, one habit many people tend to adopt without realizing it is completely turning away from technology. Maybe it feels overwhelming, or you think it's unnecessary. After all, you've been getting along just fine without it. You might say things like, "I don't need all that," or "I'm too old to learn," or "I've done fine without it." While these thoughts might seem comforting in the moment, they slowly distance you from tools that can genuinely improve your life. Technology doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to mean social media or gadgets you don't need. It can be something simple, like learning how to send a text message, using a voice assistant to create reminders, or accessing your health records online. These tools can help you stay connected, manage your prescriptions, and get assistance when needed. Let me tell you about Louise. Louise is 79 and used to rely on her daughter for help with appointments and checking medication refills. Her daughter was always there to assist, but Louise began to feel increasingly dependent. One day, her grandson showed her how to use the calendar and reminder apps on her phone. It wasn't perfect at first. There were a few missteps and questions. But after a few weeks, she found herself managing tasks on her own. She felt something she hadn't felt in years, capable. Technology isn't about mastering every new device. It's about regaining your independence. It's about the small wins that add up quickly, checking the weather, reading messages, getting medical alerts, or joining a virtual class. These are little steps that remind you that you can adapt and stay engaged with the world. If you've ever felt overwhelmed or frustrated with technology, it's important to remember that you don't need to understand everything all at once. Everyone starts somewhere, and there's no shame in learning something new. Technology isn't the enemy of aging. It's a powerful tool that can make your life simpler, safer, and more connected. The more open you are to it, the more possibilities you create for yourself. Final thoughts. As we wrap up today's video, take a moment to reflect on the 6 habits we've discussed. Which one do you recognize in yourself? Which one surprised you? The reality is that as we age, the rules of the game do change, and it's easy to settle into familiar routines that gradually undermine your health and well-being. But it's never too late to change course. You don't have to transform your entire life overnight. Just identifying these habits and making small adjustments, like adding a little more movement to your day, modifying your diet, or learning how to use your phone, can make a big difference in your energy, your clarity, and your confidence. Aging isn't about stepping aside. It's about stepping up with the wisdom you've gained. Every decision you make in favor of your health is a reminder that you matter, your time has value, and some of your best moments are still ahead. Thank you for being here today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing that stood out to you and how you plan to apply it. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, and share it with others so we can keep bringing you more valuable content.